Good morning. We'd call order the Tuesday, January 17th regular meeting of the Board of Mason County Commissioners. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Commissioner Jeffries will lead us in that.
My honor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
Here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
And Commissioner District 3, Terry Jeffries.
Here.
Very good. Thank you. Moves us to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. If the clerk would report the correspondence, please.
Kevin Schmelzlin sent an application for the Solid Waste Advisory Board. A petition was sent in regarding the changes proposed to Skokomish Valley Road. Brian Kelly sent an application for the Mason County Civil Service Board. And City of Bremerton Mayor Patty Lent sent a letter of support for the Belfair Sewer Extension to Puget Sound Industrial Center.
Great. Thank you. Item number 4.2, we have a news release for the point-in-time homeless census count. Invite Ben Johnson up.
Hello, Ben Johnson, Mason County Public Health educator. Excuse me. I am filling in today for Todd Parker, who is the housing coordinator for Mason County Public Health, Mason County. I have a point-in-time count of homeless people press release. It states on January 27th, 5 nonprofits, North Mason Resources, Community Lifeline, Crossroads Housing, Northwest Resources and Hosts, or North Mason Resources and Hosts, and Mason County Community Services are joining efforts to serve the homeless people of Mason County at 2 event locations. Excuse me. In Shelton, the event will be held at Community Lifeline, 218 North 3rd Street, Shelton, from 12 to 6 p.m. in Belfair at North Mason Resources, 140 State Route 300 Belfair, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free lunch will be provided at both locations, and representatives from local agencies will be present. The annual point-in-time homeless census count will be conducted at this time. Donations such as wool blend socks, hats, gloves, or mittens, and tarps are needed. If you are able to help or volunteer, please contact Todd Parker, 360-427-9670, extension 293, or email tparker@co.mason.wa.us if interested.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks. And number 4.3, we have another news release from the Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Committee. So invite Jeff up to talk about that.
Jeff Rabel, Facilities Parks and Trails Manager. Just an update. Over the weekend, we did receive a resignation from Linda Widowich. And we just want to thank her for all her years of service. So that creates another opening related to this press release. So the Board of County Commissioners is seeking applications from community members who are interested in serving on the Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board. The Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board provides recommendations to the Board of Commissioners regarding the planning, acquisition, and development of parks, trails, and related programs in Mason County. The Parks and Trails Advisory Board is a 7-member board appointed by the Mason County Commissioners. Ideally, there would be 2 positions from each of the commissioner districts and 1 at-large position. Currently, there is a need for board members from the Commissioner Districts 1 and 2. If the vacancies cannot be filled with members from the respective districts, at-large members residing anywhere in the county can be substituted. The intent is to provide an equal geographic representation throughout Mason County if possible. If you have an interest in parks, trails, or other outdoor recreational opportunities and would like to make a difference in your community, you are encouraged to apply. The Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board meets the first Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. Interested citizens may obtain an application on the Mason County Commissioner's Office at the Mason County Commissioner's Office at 411 North 5th Street in Shelton, or by calling 360-427-9670, extension 419, or on the county's website, which is www.co.mason.wa.us. mason.wa.us.
Thank you, Jeff. And item number 4.4, Public Works bid award information.
Good morning, Commissioners. Melissa
Morning.
McFadden, Mason County Public Works. Public Works Department is announcing bid award of the following contracts that have been authorized by the County Commissioners to call for bids, set bid opening dates, times, and award. So our first bid was for culvert pipe, culvert linings, and erosion control. We had 5 bidders. We accepted all bids, and we'll purchase those materials as needed. The other one was for asphaltic materials. We had 3 bidders. All of our bid tabulations are available at bxwa.com, or if folks have questions, they can give a call to the Public Works Department, 360-427-9670, extension 450.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that takes us to item number 5 on our agenda, and that is the open forum for citizen input. If you wish to address the commission on an item that isn't listed on our agenda for today, you may do so by coming up to the podium and stating your name and your address if you'd like. If there's anybody that would like to comment on items not on the agenda, now's the time to do it. Okay, very good. And then item number 6, adoption of our agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the adoption of the agenda.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt today's agenda. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Item number 7, approval of minutes. We have minutes from December 19th, 2016 and January 9th, 2017. Those are the briefing minutes. And then December 20th, 2016 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move the approval of all those minutes.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the meeting minutes for December 19th, January 7th briefing minutes, and December 20th regular meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries.
Correction, January 9th.
January 9th, correct. Okay, takes us to item number 8, which is our action agenda. The action agenda, which we will read, can be voted on as a block, or if there is a commissioner or citizen that requests the removal of an item for separate discussion, we can do so after we read through them. And so we will start with, I will take items 8.1 through 8.4. Commissioner Netherland, if you would do 8.5 through 8.8, and Commissioner Jeffries, 8.9 through 8.11. Item 8.1, approval to amend Resolution 25-15, designating the appointing officers from Mason County for the Washington County's risk pool. Item 8.2, approval to authorize Public Works to select and enter into an agreement for right-of-way services as needed for the 2017-2018 calendar years from the County Municipal Research and Services Center consultant roster. 8.3, approval to execute Amendment Number 3 for the agreement with MDG Wastewater and Water Treatment for an additional $25,000 to continue water and wastewater management services. And item number 8.4, approval to adopt the updated Mason County Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan for 2017.
Mr. Chairman, item number 8.5 reads approval of the Veterans Assistance Fund applications for necessity items, $500, utilities, $537.96, and housing, $2,645.55 for a total of $3,683.51. Approval of warrants, Claims Clearing Fund, warrants number 8045510 through 8045536 for the amount of $382,531.39. Direct Deposit Fund, warrants number 37511 through 37900 for the amount $639,903.67. Salary Clearing Fund, warrants number 70024-620 through 7002502 for the amount of $946,204.13. Total amount, $1,968,641.19. Item number 8.7, approval to nominate Jacqueline Early to the Pacific Mountain Workforce Development Board of Directors. Item number 8.8, approval to reappoint Susan Nickes to the Lewis Mason Thurston Area Agency on Aging, term ending January 2019.
Item 8.9, approval of letters of support from Mason County to Representatives McEwen, Representative Griffey, and Senator Sheldon concerning an intersection improvement on State Route 3 at the new Mason Transit Park and Ride facility in Belfair. 8.10, approval of supplemental agreement 1 to the contract with SCJ Alliance, authorizing a total amount of $220,881.30. And finally, 8.11, approval of the January 2017 through December 2019 collective bargaining agreement for Mason County Engineers Guild employees.
Thank you. If there are any questions or a commissioner or citizen would like to remove any of those items, now is the time to do that. Otherwise, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval of the action agenda as presented.
And I'll second that, and I'd like to make a comment.
Sure.
First of all, thank you very much to the bargaining teams that we are now under agreement or in contract with our Engineers Guild. And I also want to congratulate and thank the Mason Transit Authority for your work on these park and rides in the North End. And I appreciate moving forward with a good connection to our Highway 3 users for the park and ride with an intersection there.
I also would like to give a compliment to not just our staff, but to the unions as well. It's pretty nice. When we first came in, Commissioner, you remember it was a little adversarial, and they ended up working with us very hard because we had no money, and here it is again. We're really tight on funds, and staff and union work together to come up with something, again, that is realistic without beating each other to death. It's been wonderful to have that arrangement. So we got to remember that when the time comes that we're doing well again, because they did come to our aid a little bit here on this one again. So thank you to both parts. Frank, thank you.
Well, it's been, if there's no further discussion?
No.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that we adopt items 8.1 through 8.11 on today's action agenda item. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. And item number 9, other business for department heads and elected officials that would like to address the commission. Okay. And it takes us to, we don't have any public hearings today, so item 11, board reports and calendar. I'll kick us off and then we'll go from there. So today after our commission meeting, we have a finance committee meeting that I'll be participating in with that. I'll take up the morning. And then this evening, my calendar cut off here. I know I have something this evening. And then tomorrow I have the Criminal Justice Working Team, which is a meeting for all of our public safety community here in the county. And we have additional briefings tomorrow morning at 9. I'm trying to get to the EDC lunch tomorrow at noon, depending on how the briefings go. And then in the afternoon, I'll be meeting with our new clerk, Sharon Fogo. Thursday, I'll be spending the morning with Public Works. And Friday, I'll be spending the morning out at Hood Canal School, meeting with the superintendent and some of their faculty and students there, just down the road from me in Union. I'll also be meeting with Jim Madsen from Juvenile Services here in the county to meet with him and his staff and get an overview of things that they're working on. And that evening I'll be at the Chamber, the Shelton Mason Chamber Gala in Shelton. And then that takes us to briefings on Monday and then commission meeting on Tuesday. Commissioner Jeffries?
Mr. Chair, last week following our commission meeting, I did attend the Hood Canal Coordinating Council meeting, have a number of briefing items to discuss with you. I don't have my notes in front of you, otherwise I'd do it right now. Let's see. I thank Loretta Swanson for speaking to our Skookum Rotary Club regarding the FEMA map updates, and just we're constantly on a drum roll here of making sure that the community is aware that the Federal Emergency Management Agency is updating the flood maps, and you may or may not be affected. So keep your eyes and ears open for public meetings, and we'll announce when you can have a searchable map online to see if your property is in or out, because we had 50% of the properties that were in are out, but 50% of the properties that were out are now in. So there's a pretty large change there. We had our joint meeting with the City Commission and the County Commissioners and the Port of Shelton Commissioners last week. It was a very good meeting. I did receive comment from a member from the public who was disappointed that there wasn't public input allowed at that meeting, and I think that probably should be a point of discussion. It does prolong the issue or the meetings, and there's always the chance that the topic that's brought up by a member of the public isn't one that's of concern of all three entities, but I just wanted to make you two aware of that as well. Let's see, then I had a Mason Transit meeting with their director. I met with some constituents on Thursday, and I met with Shelley Willis, who's the director of the Family Education and Support Services Group, and I found out for the first time, I did not know that our county is one of the counties who have voluntarily adopted a requirement that parents who are divorcing that have children are required to take some classes called Consider the Children to help them be aware and address the impacts of that divorce on the children. And that is just one of many, many different family education opportunities that this organization has available. So I'm really appreciative that they have moved into Mason County for the first time, as a number of social service agencies have this year. We had a very good and long discussion of the Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Organization on a whole laundry list of 12 items in a work session, and I look forward to the time to brief the commission on some of the things we discussed then. We had our long weekend, which was very nice, very busy. Following today's meeting, we will have the Finance Committee meeting. I will be speaking to the Shelton Kiwanis Group on updates on what's going on here at the county. There'll be a presentation, thank you very much to Public Works, of why we're having to put weight restrictions on our roads. And I've encouraged them to film that as well and to be able to put that online, because this has been an issue that's been pretty tough on a lot of our citizens. But it's also very expensive not to do so. So thank you Public Works for all your efforts to try to accommodate people and their special needs on our road restrictions. And then we have the Mason Transit Authority Board late this afternoon.
That's what I had.
Okay. So you two will be there as well. We'll have a special briefing on Wednesday the 18th on a few items. And then I will also try to attend the EDC luncheon, depending on how long the briefings happen. I'll be meeting with representatives of the Workforce Development Council. And I've taken on chairmanship of the Consortium of Governments. And then there's a Washington State Association of Counties legislative reception Wednesday evening. And I'll be attending that, and I suspect some of you two might be attending that. Then we have the regular meeting of Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Organization on the 19th, and then I will also be attending the Chamber Awards Gala, Shelton Mason Chamber of Awards Gala on the 20th. And then just a shout out and a congratulations to Happy Humanity. We're dedicating house number 22, I believe this is, 21 or 22, and it's here in Shelton, up on the hill. This is one of our first retrofits. It was or rebuilds. It was a home that had been abated by the city of Shelton. We're glad to put that land back to work for housing. I'll be meeting with the EDC chair this year, and then we'll have a Board of Health meeting on Tuesday, and then an evening commission meeting next Tuesday.
Hey, so after our last meeting, I attended the Housing Coalition. Then we had our Hawkins open house that night. I had a Mount Moriah meeting. I attended a Democrat meeting. We had the joint meeting of Port, City, and County, and perhaps we should consider hosting the next one, and then we would be able to, it'd be our decision on whether or not to allow for the public to testify. It was their house, and he was running it, so I respect his decision. EDC meeting, then Trails in Potluck. One of these days, you're going to have to accompany me to that. The Hutzel family broke out their instruments, start playing up there. It's pretty awesome, guys. I kept expecting, because they started going over some of the ones for the little kids, I kept expecting I'm a little teacup to pop out at him. That was pretty cool. So after today's meeting, we have our Finance Committee meeting. I'm meeting with the Bremerton City Councilman to talk about potential development right on our border on the North Mason area. We have our Mason Transit Authority meeting. We have our special briefings. I have a North Mason Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors meeting at the same time as the EDC lunch. I'm not sure which one I'll be attending on that one. Temple Board meetings, briefings, Board of Health. And I also may be attending the Shelton Mason Chamber of Commerce Gala. I had not made my decision yet. That's that.
Very good. Okay. Moves us to item number 12, everybody's favorite adjournment.
Well, I do want to
Oh, you wanna add it?
have a discussion here.
Okay.
For the public's knowledge, I was the county commission representative on the criminal justice working team, and I'm no longer. That's been taken up by Commissioner Schutte here, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to ask you to ask the group tomorrow. At the end of the meetings, we have opportunity to set up the agenda items. As you may or may not be aware, the Behavioral Health Organization funded a mobile crisis response team for law enforcement, and they've contracted that service to Telemark, which is a new behavioral health provider here in the area. And I would very much like Telemark to meet with our criminal justice community to talk about what mobile crisis response is and isn't. And so if you could ask the group whether that would be amendable to be put on the agenda at a pretty, hopefully the next meeting, if you have organizational time. And let me know, and I can go ahead and make those arrangements.
Anything further?
Mr. Chairman, move we adjourn.
I'll second.
We are adjourned.
20 minutes. Look at you.